Hi. It's Monday. How you doing? It's a little bit much. Okay. Marshmallowed. Andrew Late. Interesting. Let's stop the music for a moment. Andrew Late. Interesting that you would say something like that. Never heard that before. Okay. Take the A off. Drew. Number 349. Welcome. Clearly, it's your first time here. Although your name looks familiar. How are you? How's it going? It's going all right. It's Monday, start of the work week, so, as good as that can go. But got to get the workout in. You know what I mean? How are you doing? Scott, how you doing, brother? How are you doing? What have you been up to? It's been a while since I hit the double N bag. I wish it were Friday. You know what I mean? Oh, let's try this. Hi, party people. You do party, right? You better. Ooh, looking like Wasif Ali over here. Cool. Fake around, coming from the front. Not bad, but sore in my knees. I think I might have early stages of arthritis, but unsure until I get it checked out. Well, look, I'm not even 40 yet, and I have osteoarthritis in my fucking spine. So I, I can just tell you from experience that the arthritis word comes up a lot earlier, especially for active people. Scott, I am doing all right. Been trying to focus on picking up a little piece every day and trying to keep moving forward. Exactly. That's the game. And you made it to today. So you've succeeded all of those hard days. And that's the thing, you know, it's hard to remember that, like, you can feel negatively, suffer, and you can still persist through it, right? It's like, it's there, doesn't mean it's going away, but you can actually, you can keep soldiering on, you know. The adaptability of people is crazy. Two first names. When is the fight versus who? The chai tea man is here. Exactly. Well, people look at me, the first thing they think is not spice. When do you fight, Master Shifu? When is the fight versus Grandmaster Wasif Ali? I will fight him wherever. It's probably going to have to be his backyard or something. Every time I see him on there, he does like the same three moves. It's like palm inward here. He likes to do a spin back kick. He throws it very short. So it's like chop, sort of palm, spin, back kick. I'm only 27 years old. Damn. You look like you were born in 1988. That's a very interesting, specific look. I was born in 1958. Do workout right away, right now. Okay, harsh. God. Master Shifu would work you over. Doubt. No balls. Okay? All right. I'm actually going to move into the next phase of the workout, since Harsh demanded it. Okay, the next step is the rings. Same year as I was born, Sensei. Ah, interesting. Sounds like we're about the same age then. Okay. I'm going to go with number 5. And we're going to go a little farther away from the base to start. Let's see. We're going to have to come way out here. Do workout right away. Or what? Or what? You think I'm not prepared? You think I don't have this shit ready to go at all times? Please. You underestimate me, Harsh. And I don't appreciate it. All right. Let's get the show on the road. Okay. My workouts aren't going to look like everyone else's. Because I'm not everyone else. Let's get the music going again. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Not that one. I think you should look up Master Shifu and study his style. All right, you know what? I'm going to humor you. Oh, I see. All right. Well, you're very clever. Quite clever. I never watched the Kung Fu Panda movies myself. I'm going to give you actually this kind of number. There we go. There we go. I wish I was Wasif's neighbor. My life would be so fulfilled. You say that, but you don't know how, like, if he's like that in his backyard, imagine what he's like for the rest of the day. I told you, Master Shifu would work you over. He is savage. He's a beast. Okay, is this going to read? So not only am I doing a skull crusher French press type deal, but I can get the forearms involved by pronating this way. I don't even really see. If I ever see Andrew Tate live, I will tell him he looks like Kyle. Would he be so lucky to know me, the superior version to him? I actually do know him. Well, tell him he can't fight. Tell him he can't fight, okay? All right, let's see if this is... My name's Kyle. What's yours? Humor me and put a pair of sunglasses. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, shit. You see what I'm doing? No, good. I have just the ones, too. Okay, all right. Okay, this is good. Okay, how about this? Okay, how about this? Is that good? Is that a good impression? I don't know how to tell everyone that I'm gay. Do a backflip. I'm too old now, I'm sorry. Nah, you look like that got bottom G. Some say apple bottom G. All right. I'm working more on my scapula than anything else. Fucking sunglasses. False grip. Yeah, they were quite on point impressions, to be honest. The dancing Tate. Dancing Tate, old and gay. Hi, hottie with a body. Oh, shit. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. 10 pull-ups? I don't know if I can do 10 anymore. I don't really do pull-ups. I do what you just saw. And that takes care of my lats. Maybe I'll try a few pull-ups in a minute. But we need to do something most of you have never seen before. Okay. I don't want you to freak out. You'll be telling me I'm a slave of the Matrix next. I mean, I can't tell you you're not a slave to the Matrix. You could argue that it's not a virtual matrix, but sort of a matrix of the mind, where, God, I really look like him. Where you have to work to live, and if you don't do that, they throw you in jail or throw you in the river. So I mean, how different is it from the Matrix, really? Train with rubber bands. They're over there. Maybe I will in a minute. Santa Claus to jump blackjack. The thin girls framed me on the wall, so now falcons spit on me. Interesting. What kind of ancient proverb is that? Kott's Deli? Have you tried it? I can't say I have. I can't remember the places I've eaten in New York. My neighbor, when I was a kid, used to have nunchucks, a lightning bolt earring, and a rat tail. True story. Don't tell me you messed with them. All right. Actually, I'm going to get you a little bit closer because I want you to see what's going on with the feet. Okay, where's Wiki Feet? I haven't seen him in a while. This is absolutely a bit. It's 2 on the nose. What do you think about my nose, bro? No, everyone else is gay, not me. Okay, we got Tate, Taint, Andrew Tate. Pickle says my man is on. Hello. How are you? Do you see this? Do you see this? Okay, so now we're up to 352. And that's your fault. I was born this way. Bottom G. Orumbus says, I pissed on the man who called me a dog. Why was he so surprised? Interesting words. I'm going to get that tattooed. All right, what else we got? Everything about you is fire. Ooh, thank you. When's Justin Waller? Only estrogen, no testosterone. Yeah, you explain to me how this is no testosterone, please. I beg you. I beg you to take some from me. I have too much. Hi, Gene. I've been missing my handsome stud. I missed you the last stream, Pickle. So it's an old bit. Keep milking it, bro. I bet your real name is Steve. It's not really milking, is it? Because I don't ask people who do I look like. They just waltz in here, they kick open the door, and they say, "Hey, you look like Andrew Taint." They all say it. I've probably gotten the Taint version 75 fucking times. So I'm not milking it so much as just responding to everyone else's knee-jerk reaction. You're just all very predictable. See, what else is predictable is the trolls that start to have problems with me. Top quality content. You are free to scroll away, and yet you choose not to. You want to be mad. So if you want to be mad here, I guess you didn't luck out, and then I'm not wearing my karate outfit today for you to really lay into me. But Why don't you keep driving my engagement up and tell me how terrible I am? I see this channel's gay friendly. Exactly. Natty King. Pickle says lesbos not allowed here, which is not true. Yes, you'd fit in well. Andrew Tate, see, there's another one. Aw, 2 first names. Did you get hurt here? No. If they keep watching this, they think you're hot, so that's why they're here. Yeah, and we usually get a confession out of them in about 20 minutes or so. So let's keep it going. Maybe I'll take the shirt off, and when they finally they'll get over themselves. Maybe not. But we did get another vote for Tate. Okay, so that's 353. It's a lot harder to see in here with the glasses on. But maybe that's the point. Andrew can't bear to look at himself, so he puts the glasses on. Who is the man behind the mask? All right, what else we got? That's honestly pretty fair, but don't lie that you don't play into it. It's on the nose. It's fun. But listen, Harry, 5 minutes ago, someone asked me to go get sunglasses. That's as far as the bit has gone. Well, and the facial hair is like him, but you gotta choose your battles a little more carefully. Okay? Gay or straight, whatever works best for you. The haters secretly want to watch you dance. They do, but they can't admit to it. So they have to it's like when someone says on Thursday afternoon, I'm feeling a little sick, but I'm okay. They're telling you they're going to call out the next day. Or a 10 something or other. Please take it off, stud. It's the sunglasses. They aren't helping your cause. No, they aren't. 2 first names, clarifies, LOL, no, I'm saying you're a gay man. J.R. Brown. Is J.R. Brown a description of your penis? Timu Andrew Tate. Sunglasses tough, though. Are they? I prefer my blue blockers. They do suit you, so there's that. Well, thank you, Harry. I appreciate that. We do have to add another Tate. See, I have to take the glasses off because I'm never going to finish my workout because everyone's going to scream that I'm Andrew Tate. 354. The next closest is Murr from Impractical Jokers with 48 total. So, you know, for perspective. Okay, I'm taking the glasses off. All right, we actually need to use this thing. This is a reformer. Mandrew gaped. Nice. Haters, just accept he's handsome and give him compliments and move on with your day. Hoovers wants candy. Welcome back, Hoovers. The Rock. You're way hotter than Murr. Thank you. I think that. You look like The Rock. Okay, I'll put The Rock on. Like a rock. Whoa, like The Rock. Hold on. It's in there somewhere. The Rock. AKA DJ I guess I don't have anything else. DJ Pebble. That's what his name is. 1 for The Rock and 354 for Andrew Tate. We're not saying he's handsome. Well, you're not saying that, but many people do. Just stick around. I absolutely love the way you just roll with the hate comments. Thank you for that. Honestly, that's everyone's favorite content. You know, the karate's fine and flexing my muscles is fine and everyone goons, but it's really, that's what everyone says. But thank you. It's really that the trolls don't really prepare good material, so it's very easy to deal with. 612 Wharf Avenue, next to the Gentleman's Club. Melon shakers. Rock if he used fans. You look like my friend Adam if he lost 100 pounds. You look like my balls. Interesting. If you're this smooth, I think you should probably go see a doctor. Read that again. I was calling you handsome. Okay. We're not saying he's not handsome. Thank you, Harry. I'm sorry. Glenn Powell, bald with a beard. I don't agree with Glenn Powell has like the jaw of Hercules. Bald tutoring. What's your bench, brah? I don't really bench anymore. Back when I was powerlifting, my best bench was like 315 for like 2 or 3, maybe. Best squat ever was 550 for 11, and my best deadlift was 585. And on that 585 deadlift, I tore a ligament in my spine and forever fucked my weightlifting prospects. You have to have all 3 Bs: buff, bald, and beard. Do you know who number 1 is from Codename Kid Next Door? No, I don't. Get this shirt off and use that machine, stud. Are you Johnny Sins? I mean, if you're sufficiently convinced I am, then sure. We'll put it on the board. Pretty impressive, to be fair. Thank you, Harry. Yeah, well, hold on. Let's get the good lighting. I've got a few things that I get. I'm a little arm heavy, I know, but that's just sound built. Navy, white boy, and mom Pinay. Oh, interesting. Ha ha ha. Marsmellow says Chuck Norris. We did get, hold on, we got another 550. Zang. Johnny Sins, that's the one. Johnny Sins. Written backwards for your viewing pleasure. Okay, I'm getting pretty good. The J's are kind of hard. Let's do it here. Johnny Sins. 1. Okay, pretty good spread. Still early, so, we'll see how the night shakes out. Harry thinks I'm handsome. 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 You're mamadissimo. What does that mean? Hopefully I didn't just curse. When I was 12, says KP. Hello, KP. It's nice to see you. I fell out of a tree and fractured both wrists. Since then, I can't bench my own weight. That fucking sucks, dude. Oh, man. That's rough. My future husband. Oh, thank you, Pickle. A little marvel at the male physique. It's passable. Well, they say C's get degrees, don't they? This is probably the first time a lot of people have seen my legs. Whoop, whoop. Sunny Jins. Tion Madon, the guy Obi-Wan was talking to before fighting Grievous. Chuck Bruce Supersport. Do you have a husband or wife? Neither. Oof. Mad Kyle. No chins. Yeah, I have no chin. It's an evolutionary adaptation, okay? Oh, this is an interesting angle. Okay, so here's how this works. There are springs below that are connected to the sled that I'm on. What does this say? I must see the third leg. And the taint everyone's talking about. He certainly doesn't act betrothed. Yeah, I certainly don't, do I? Certainly not. Okay. So what this is good for is jumping with low impact. So I can jump without compressing my spine. Remember, I tore it doing the deadlifting. So I also can do a lot of like work on the toes. I used to be a professional dancer, okay? So this is a normal thing for me. And so I'm just jumping with the feet this way. And I'm coming off. Do you see? Okay, I'm gonna go straight into my second thing, which is, it's a sort of, whoa, shit. It's a sort of reverse glute ham. So, well, I'll just show you. And you can figure it out by looking at my gams. Okay? So here, I'm gonna be pulling down. So it's like a hamstring, like a straight-legged hamstring curl, sort of, this way. And let's give people a show, okay? Let's show the gams, okay? And here I'm just kind of cycling it through an area where it's a very deep stretch, and just kind of easing into that. It's like flossing. All right, other side. Should have put the music on. Why don't you guys sing for me? And I'm not really concerned about reps or, this is more about just spending time in the stretch and then pushing against the stretch to move the sled. Same thing, I'll bicycle a little bit. Notice as soon as my leg starts to straighten, I get less flexible, right? So by folding the leg up, I can get my foot higher relatively in that stretch. So it gets me a little extra range, a little deeper. All right. Woo! You know what I mean? You know that feeling when you get off the reformer? All right. Harry says dance. Show us for real. That would be peak entertainment, dude. See, well, Saturday night I did a dance party and like no one showed up. You look like Fernando da Pessoa. Hello, hard to please guy. How are you? Good to see you again. Let's get you on the board. At this point, I should just put a dedicated spot. Okay. I'll show you a couple dance moves. I don't have the floor out, so I can't do like the spinny doos, which are my favorite. Okay, Fernando. Because it's only going to be you. Let's be honest, hard to please guy. Only I can't keep singing. They'll copyright me. I really want to though. All I want to do is serenade you guys. Richard Simmons, aka Mad Kyle D List. The D List, huh? If Andrew Tate and Chuck Norris were to merge into one person, they'd turn into you. Anything to dilute Andrew Tate. White Hose. Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Cheeky boy, he knows what he's doing. Cheeky boy. Mad Kyle Community College. Bong. I love this view. The shirt needs to be off and the music on. Okay, well, let's get the music on for sure. He needs to go sort himself out and then come back with a more level head. Mad Kyle Follicles Bosley. You look like my future husband. That's my vote. You guys are getting meta with the votes now. If you haven't done a windmill by the time the stream ends, can you even call yourself a content creator, though? What do you mean by windmill? Is that this, like... Okay. Windmills like this? I used to be able to do barrel turbines really big. I shouldn't do it. Let's see. It's like this way. Right, so the key is you stay tilted. I subbed on the last stream, by the way. Thank you, Marshmallows. Okay. Well, bounce it, bounce it. Suit you. Oh. And then I don't have the space to do this. Don't actually try. I was playing. It's the leg flailing on your back type thing. Oh, windmill. Yeah. No, I only sort of understand the footwork. How people in history have been able to spin around in circles with only their penis holding them up. You're gonna have to teach me that move. Windmill, yeah. So it's like the footwork is like around here, and then you have to switch somewhere, and then you bring it around. I don't really understand. I know some freezes, and I mean most of them are like variations of the elbow lever, which is just I haven't done this in a long time. Okay, the rule is if I eat shit, you have to call somebody. Okay, that's the rule. That's the principle, right? Ooh, ballet. That's right. Classically trained. Motherfucker. 2 to 3 years Dagestan and forget. 2 to 3 years Dagestan and forget. 2 to 3 years Dagestan and forget. Good night, bro. Okay. Good night. Etc. etc. He's repeating it from Turkey. Nice. Hey, you guys did great in Physical 100 Asia. Watch that show. The karate guy I was like following closely because he's actually super like famous in the karate world. Anyway, good night. Good to see you. Dustin, what's up, man? Hi again, dude. I hope you are having an amazing day. It's going a lot better now. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, precisely. You've got it. I will take care of you if you get hurt. Thank you. Can you shout out my friend Huge Ass? Yeah, Huge Ass. Welcome to stream. We love huge asses around here. People talk about third eyes, but almost never talk about third nipples. Huge ass? I know him. Yeah, talk to Harry. Harry knows a guy. All right. I have big buns. Present. Nice. Timothy, welcome. I would buy you as a mail order husband. Really? How much? Okay, here's the question. How much would I go for? We want to start bidding more? Let's get the music going. Let's get the pump back. Marshmallow knows somebody with a third nipple. Has anyone said you look like Pitbull the rapper? Not trying to be rude. Once or twice, yes. My first bid would be $250K. Shit. I don't know if anyone's gonna try and beat you on that one. Hell, I mean, I get it, dude. It's like a curse. I bet the lemonade you're making is lovely. Well, and here's the thing. I have plans to lean into this and see how that content goes, but I understand, like, if I do that and it takes off, then I am forever the Andrew Tate lookalike dude. And I don't know if I can handle that, frankly. All right. Oh, someone wanted pull-ups earlier. I'm going to try like one or two. Fernando Pessoa said you look like Andrew Tate. Ruby Tiara. Oh, so he's gay. You wish your straight men could dance like this, okay? And you don't even understand that they do. All right, let's see what we got. I'm just gonna do a couple, all right? Yeah, I got pull-ups, no big deal. An albino South Sudanese man. That's funny. The guy with the third nipple is Chandler Bing. Nice. I remember watching that shit on TV. I reckon it'll be a real trip either way. You can be Andrew Tate, but the better version. And that people call me wholesome Andrew Tate. Lean into it. The whole rhetoric is powerful. Master Murr. Wars. Welcome to stream, Mad Acoustic. Beep boop, beep boop, boop. Do you remember Zoboom Mafu? Not really. I remember MTV. I remember what was G4, the gaming channel? That was huge. Okay, Murr. How's everyone doing? How we doing? Dang, those arms. Thank you. Here's the thing. I don't do a ton of, I don't work out for hypertrophy. I don't do high reps. I don't do any of that. The biggest my arms have ever been has been 17 and a half inches. A lot of that's tricep, you know, the lighting, this isn't the best. Let's do a little flex real quick. Let's do a little flex. Is the big green hat only for special nights, gummy nights? A lot of the nights are gummy nights and you don't even know. But it's just whenever I feel particularly magical. I definitely do when I play the drum, you know. Your Andrew Tate if Andrew Tate had an epiphany. A couple. Where's my vote for future hubby? I'm conflicted when we go meta. How's it going tonight? It's going pretty good. You know, had a slow day at work. So, you know. Okay, here's the other thing. Yeah, let's do a little flex. So, here's the thing you don't understand about my arms, right? So, I have good biceps, um, but I'm filling in the gap, right? So, like when I show you here, my biceps end, my tendon is very long essentially, which has a number of like athletic benefits. And I think it's one of the reasons I have a really good retraction speed is because I can like get the tendon going. Anyway, so short tendon or long tendon means bigger peak, but that forearm attaches super high up. So it crosses really easy here and it disguises the end of the biceps. So I kind of get to suggest that it's bigger than it actually is. That's right, fellow drummer. Mm. You feel the rhythm too. Can you pick up a person? Yes. A lot of dancing as a man is about picking people up. A lot of it's like on the shoulder. Sometimes it's overhead. A lot of times it's like you kind of hold them here, right? So you might balance them on your legs, for example. Flex. Okay, let's do a little gut check. Okay, pretty good. And see here we can see if I relax, the V is very deep. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. There. Okay, the lats are really good. You know, we'll do a quick lat reveal. All right. That's what we're working with. Awesome biceps. Thank you. Thank you, John. And that's the thing. It's like I don't work for big arms. I train kind of gymnasty. So there's a lot of like high stretch positions that I'm in. I'll show you a couple here in a second. Ba, 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 ba. It's a crazy bicep, to be honest. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good drumming arm. Yeah. This. It's all here. And I mean, you're supposed to do it this way, but I'm self-taught. So I just learned to go faster, you know? Can you cradle carry a person with those arms? Yes, I have a bad back, so it's not great to have leverage, but yeah, it's easier to carry people than you think. All right, let's do some of that stuff I was just talking about. I remember you saying you've pressed a man over your head. Yeah, I have. Not recently, but I was at a lighter weight than this when I was pressing people overhead. But I'm like, I got kind of big front delts, you know, for my frame, you know, and for how big everything else is. Okay, these are my legs. All right, so dancer's legs. Calf heavy, light up here so I can pick them up. The V cut is on point. Oh, thank you. Love lift us up where we belong. My God. I came out as gay today. Hey, congratulations, welcome. Okay, I'll give you another freebie. Okay, here's kind of where we're at, and I'm super pale, so it's hard to see. You can see the intercostals mixing into the serratus up here. Okay, but the real kicker is like this is what we got here, right? And then down here is a little thicker. I've got just this. I came out as gay today. Can you give me some advice? Go slow. Okay. If you're fresh out the closet and you're rushing to the bars, pace yourself. That is my advice. Pressing a man overhead, amazing. I'm back. And your front, they're both here, Juggle. You're a cool guy, man. I like you. Well, shit, Marshmallow. I like you too. Andrew Taint at it again. The hair flow. Oh, Andrew Taint. Look at the clever boy who came into chat. Again, it just comes right out of their mouth. Erupting, some might say. Are you Jewish? I'm not. Is that a problem? Okay, who do I look like? Well, a lot of you say Andrew Tate, specifically 356. Okay. Ario Hawani? What is that? You're not an Albanian, are you? Why? Do you have some sort of blood feud or something? Now I have to look up this Taint feller. Yeah, be careful though, putting those words into Google. You don't know what you're gonna get on the other side. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a good Southern accent. All right. I don't think I'm gonna try it, but I have done a one-arm pull-up before. I don't think it's there today. No, it's not at all. Okay. Yeah, I'll do back first. Why not? We're set up for it. I love what you've turned into this little phenomenon into. Yeah. I didn't foresee it when I first started streaming. I just thought I was gonna do nunchucks and shit. It's kind of like life, you know? You don't get to pick your nickname. Life picks it for you. Okay, I'm gonna do that here. Now I'm gonna move it down. Yeah, there we go. I use resistance training as a form of stretching. It's not really about building big arms or whatever. It's about feeling better and mobilizing better. I need stiffness in certain positions more than I need to do this 50 times. I need to be able to hold somebody in a 90-degree position for longer periods of time with a bent wrist, right? So from a martial artist perspective, this is far more specific training than, and see, I'm practicing holding this shape while stretching something at the one end, the other end. Okay. I don't have a lot of stamina. I'm a fast twitch, explosive kind of guy, which is why I have muscle size at all. It's because those fibers are the biggest. I just got a lot of them in my arms. So, anyway. See here, I'm just kind of working through working the scapula through a bunch of ranges of motion. So how many reps did I do? I don't know. What I do know is that I'm getting a fucking pump in this sucker right here. Okay. Also here, here, here. Let's see. My middle name is Kyle. Interesting. I don't think I've met a person with a middle name Kyle. When's the last time you ate pancakes? Man. Probably a year or so, I think. No, maybe less. Maybe like 2 or 3 months. I can't remember. Not very often. I don't have them very often. Mildly BDSM coded, not gonna lie. You're picking up on a lot of the vibes early, Harry. Richard Simmons, aka Mad Kyle. That's right. Well, here's the thing. Richard Simmons had like a fit bod, but Rich never looked like this, you know? Rich never had a side chest like this, okay? And this isn't even my final form. Okay? You see that? You think Richard Simmons is built like a goddamn hourglass? No. Tomo, aka Greg, how's it going? I'll hold you in a 90-degree with a limp wrist. I'm sure you will. No chins. Wonka. What? Pride? Weird Naked Choke comes to mind. It often does. Yeah, the back muscles burn the most. Elbows, tennis. Bro, you're little. Bro, I don't care. I've been 220 pounds before. Okay? I have the stretch marks. Let's see if you can see them on the camera. Yeah, you see them? Okay? I got stretch marks here, 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 okay? Everywhere. I've been big. Guess what? Too expensive. Okay? It doesn't matter. Because the only thing that happens when you become enormous is that, well, the nice thing is that people get out of your way and they're afraid of you, so you can very easily intimidate people. But beyond that, men are more interested in you if that's what you're going for. You know, it just takes eating every fucking second of every day, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Bro, how's life treating you? You know, little column A, little column B. I was always smaller, but I had power. Right, pound for pound is a thing. And here's the other thing, is that these guys that are obsessed with like, oh, you're little, I'm big. Well, guess whose life expectancy is shorter? It's proportional to size, right? It doesn't, beyond a certain point, being larger is no longer really advantageous. I mean, a little bit in the dating scene, I guess, but big, aka slow. Dude, I couldn't jump. I as a dancer, I was known for jumping. But when I was just too heavy. I could get this much air, but I could not jump at all. And so it was like I had these enormous legs, but I had to drag them along the ground. 227, 405 plus 7 slices. Bench bar? Damn, dog. It was supposed to be my first name. Oh, what happened? He's little for a reason. Lean gains. He's not little, by the way. He's toned. Thank you, Harry. Well, and that's the thing. If you saw my arms in real life, they look skinny like this, But then when I pose them, they look. It's so it doesn't matter because I've been big and I've been small, and I've had enough strength being small, even lighter than this. I've been able John earlier was talking about how I used to press people above my head. Yeah, exactly. When I was dancing professionally, I was like 130 pounds. So I've got like 15, 20 pounds on that now. And even then, arms were skinnier. I didn't look like I could lift anything. It does, but the point isn't to look like you can lift more. It's to lift more. And strength is a skill, right? And dancing is a skill. So you just learn the skill of lifting people versus using just raw power. I just know how to pick people up, dog. Wink. You kind of look like John Cryer, who is Charlie Sheen's brother in 2.5 Men. I like men more than women. Women are too complicated. They are, aren't they? So many moving parts. I can land 5 punches in the time you land 1. Exactly. And that's the other thing you learn is like punches don't need to be 1,000 pounds of force every time you throw it to be effective. But the only people that believe that are people that haven't fought before. So, it's like it's the circle of fucking life. High school wrestling, Kyle, 98 pounds. Bro, I could not have taken a weight cut. I'm 19 stone now, so I'll flatten you. I don't know. I don't know how much stone are, but I know 19 is a decent amount of them. Jobless, jazz aerobic. David, I have no idea what you're saying to me. I'll just lay on top. That is a move. Everyone focuses on throwing punches and the fucking hook, and I'm gonna fucking switch overhand. No, bro, you're gonna get pushed. You're gonna go, ooh, and you're gonna slap your head on the ground. You're gonna wake up 2 hours later. Your wallet's gonna be gone. I'm 5'10", 189, the fastest I've ever been. Interesting. Cycling, running 5K. I have a recumbent bike, but I don't do a lot of cycling anymore. I don't really run either. I was never a runner. I was always the explosive strength guy. So I can move fast and I can move hard, but I can't do it for very long. And I'm trying to work on that. But I'm just, again, it's like certain people just have more fiber types, than others. I gotta get some working out in here. Okay. My dad wanted a different name. Oh. You're not skinny, bro. It's called a sleeper build, and you've got it in spades. Ignore the haters. They're just jealous. They are, aren't they? Well, it's crazy because, like, from certain angles, my forearms look tiny. But then from others, they get, like, a lot of width. And luckily, Harry, I've beaten my body dysmorphia, which was the source of wanting to bodybuild in the first place. Oh, shit. I've beaten it. I don't really care anymore, So the thing is, most people my age or even younger would kill to have visible abs and some guns. So, I have what I need. Hi, David. I am doing well. How are you doing? How's your Monday? I don't speak stone. Do you speak French, please? Je suis désolé, mais je n'ai pas le français. Je voudrais une cheeseburger, fromage burger, s'il vous plaît. That's the extent of my French. I can't remember anything. Very handsome, sexy, bearded man. Love you. Thank you. I love you too. Kyle Canada, trimming farmer. Are these haikus? 266. Guarantee I won't be moved. Yeah, if you have any training, which you do, I think I'm probably fucked. But that's why we're friends, so that you don't clobber me, right? Well, for other reasons, but that's a perk of being friends, is that you don't clobber. Well, you spar each. You know what I mean. See, I don't do a lot of reps, but I spend so much time in this stretched position. That's a stimulus of some kind. This is effectively like a body weight pullover, which Greco-Roman wrestlers used to. That was the how much do you bench? It was how much do you pull over? And the correct answer was a wagon axle. Oof. Oh my god. Oh my god, the tricep pump. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Waking up 2 hours later, stuffed like a jelly donut. What flavor? Very beautiful, sexy. Thank you. Used to be small, but I like beer now. Hey, I can't burp, and alcohol, like, it does not agree with my system anymore. When I was younger, I could get away with it, but now I have like 2 drinks and I feel like hungover, dehydrated. It's getting old. I can't recommend it, but Bilbo, hello. How important is rest? Super important. If I had prioritized rest more, not only would I have been bigger, I would have had to do less work, and it would have been better for me in general. I didn't rest, and so I got injured a lot, and so now I can't do certain things anymore. So it's like you're gonna rest. If you don't schedule it, your body will schedule it for you. It's exactly like cars, right? You don't maintain it, you're gonna maintain it at a certain point, right? Whether you like it or not. You used to be a bodybuilder, yes, very sporty. Ah, my fit bird. Um, yeah, I used to be a bodybuilder before I became a dancer. So basically, I was 220. I was getting ready to compete. I blew out my knee doing squats, and then I had to take months off. And in that time, I found dancing, and then they were like, "Stop lifting weights. You gotta get smaller. You have to." And I couldn't straighten my arms, like they were so, it was like an arm wrestler. I was stuck in these bent positions because I was just lifting. So it took probably like between 7 8 months for me to be able to lock out my elbow after switching. So I've done huge extremes where I went from 220 as a bodybuilder down to 130 as a dancer, then up to 150 during my Krav Maga Muay Thai days, then up to 220 again as a power lifter, then back down to 104. It's like I've done so many spikes. Harry says stamina is a whole vibe. It's harder for more refined builds. There's less to draw on. Right, and that's, see, Harry, I know you're showing your knowledge here because yeah, I don't have big muscles, so I can't store a ton of glycogen. Right, big people have more holes to fill with sugar that they can then draw on, like Harry's saying. So yeah, I literally just have less space. I'm going to use that excuse. Thank you, Harry. How did it affect your movement? Yeah, well, I also couldn't straighten my legs. So I always had knee pain because they were always engaged. Um, I couldn't jump. I couldn't twist, right? Because everything I practiced was in like a single plane, right? Everything's like this. There's no dynamism in traditional bodybuilding. So I had huge muscles, but I had a weak core. right? Because it was only certain muscles that were strong, and then the small ones on the deep ones were not strong. So I kind of fucked myself there. You dance beautifully. Well adored, beloved heart. Thank you, David. That's so sweet. I only got one leg though, so locking in is a challenge. Well, Tom, depending on again what kind of attachments you can get, you might be better than because you're practiced, you're good on the one leg, right? So this one, it's super light, so you can whip it around, get a little like a rapier or like a fencing thing on the end, and just fucking, big kisses to you soon. Mwah. Thank you, David. So sweet. It's better if your muscles go more under the radar so people aren't stupid enough to try and test you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's the other thing I learned too is like, I really like announcing what I'm going to do, right? Like, I'm going to kick your ass. It's fun. It's nice. But unfortunately, you give up a huge edge. It is always better because I don't look like a ballet dancer. I don't look like I don't look like a karate sensei. So the surprise element is like it's so huge. It's tigers are buff, lions are but they're ambush predators, right? Without the surprise, they would probably die off. Sorry, that's my TED talk. How much do you weigh? And have you ever measured your body fat? I've measured it before. The lowest I've ever gotten is 3%. That was when I was a teenager and I was going like no carb. I only ate tuna, chicken, broccoli, the classics, Um, so, but nowadays I don't maintain that. I just kind of naturally am this lean. So whatever percentage this is, there's a little bit here, but you can see, and the lighting isn't the best, and you can see everything else. So I don't really know what I'm at. I don't know what this is, but kisses. See you soon. Bye, David. Hope you come back. What do you think of 2 to 3% body fat? I think it's not worth it. It's like so low that all of the signals to your body are like so in the extremes. It's not healthy. Like it's not optimal for putting on muscle either. Like I think the optimal percentage is like 10 to 15-ish%, which is probably where I'm at. Is like the optimal range where you have enough so that you're not like in critical low levels of fat where your body is in an emergency state at all times. You want to be above that. My elbows were always the best weapon. Missed those days, and I still have your fight queued up. So I will talk to you about it once I've watched it. I just want to give it time where I can actually like look at it. Miss those days. You and me both, man. Muhammad Ali never lifted weights. He would stretch 45 minutes before every fight. And and I think that's not to say that lifting weights is bad, but it's all it does. It's like it increases the power of your engine. So you can produce more force, which if that's what you want is great. But there are other things than muscle size. And I don't train for size, but I mean look at my shoulders. You know what I mean? I don't do any kind of bodybuilding training. This is what it looks like. This is exactly. I'm going to move it lower even. Ah, Harry's showing off his French. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? 220? Yeah, Bilbo. With my build, the knee pop is real. Try throwing a roundhouse with one leg. That's interesting. It's like clapping with one hand, right? Okay, so this is what my like pressing looks like. This is my pressing. Okay, I get enough like pushing sort of with the martial art, like hitting the heavy bag, you know, I get some pressing there, but I mean, this is all, I'm going to do like 3 reps total. And I'll shift position to, you know, I'll engage the pecs, just the pecs, to try and, you know, just work that really deep range. Again, it's more like I'm flossing the muscle, where I've had the shoulder and pec in a stretch position for like a minute now. And then I'm going to shift over to this. Okay, so dipping here, if you can kind of lean forward and dip backwards, and you get like this, it's all pec. It's very interesting. But then you can transition that into like a pelican curl kind of thing. And from here, ugh, I gotta move you. Then from here, you can do all sorts of other things while you're suspended this way. So here I can get the traps involved, right? I can move those around. I've got a good stretch there. I can do sort of like an upright row behind the back. That's a very interesting. It's upright row is great for the forearms and that big muscle that I said covered up the gap in my tendon. Okay, or you know, I'll do curl, and be careful when you do this. Curling from a stretch position is always risky. But here, you know, I can curl this way, and it's effectively like an incline curl, right? Because my arms are behind my torso, and my biceps are in a stretched position. So just getting myself out of this position is a lot of bicep work. So I have a pec pump, bicep pump, shoulder pump. Well, I'll show you. How do you lose so much weight and how quickly? Well, here's the thing. I naturally lose weight very quickly. That's one of the reasons. Like, I can eat candy and still have like, I can eat candy and lose weight overnight. It's not uncommon for me to lose, and it's probably a lot of it's water, but I'll lose like 4 or 5 pounds overnight sometimes. So I have to eat to maintain, which is why I try and leave a little bit of this fat. I mean, you can see this ab trying to come in here. I try and leave a little bit as insurance. So I try and overeat a tiny bit so that I can go like one fucking day where I miss a meal and I'm not gonna like turn to ash like fucking Black Adam, you know, Shazam! And then like age 5,000 years. Jesus, you moved your body all over the place. What pushed your bodybuilding, powerlifting journey? Being small. I was always small. I was always slender. You know, I have like a narrow waist, so you know, I was never a big guy, and people told me I couldn't do it, and I was like, "Fuck yourself." So I did it, and you know, here we are. Now I've got arms for days and a six pack, and all the people I went to high school with that made fun of me, they don't have six packs. Not that they did back then in anyway either. So you know, whatever. And it's not always about six packs. Okay, I just know I got it on them, so I got to use it. A knee tassel sounds hilarious. Ooh yeah, bro, I'm gonna get a knee sword. Hell yeah. Timu Andrew Tate, you actually do look like a karate instructor. Really? Pure technique. I'm hopping in the shower. Want to practice some waterfall training with me? Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll do some real stamina work in the shower. Welcome, Pure Technique. It's good to see you. All right. All right. Timu Andrew Tate. We count all the Tates as one because he's all of the terrible things. Andrew Tate is Timu Tate. Okay, I am like he's like Charmander, and I'm like Charizard. Okay, there's several levels to get to me. Okay, but now we're at 357. Okay, Johnny Sins, Murr, The Rock, Fernando da Pessoa. I keep doing it in Italian. I know it's Portuguese. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not about looks. Sleeper builds prove that. Yeah, and it's just going to take another 50 fucking years of Instagram prank reels for people to know. Tate's got nothing on this man. Bro, you're elite. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is unironically what peak maleness looks like. Yeah. Balding, muscles, not too big. What I think is really peak masculine is that I have an emotional IQ, and I can balance out the testosterone. I've met so many fakers. I know you show how many years that you've put in. Thank you, Pure Technique. Again, because like the same people that walk in here and immediately are like, "You look like Andrew Tate." They don't say you look like you have bicep striations. So I get it. Muhammad Ali is overrated. Oh, actually, I'm gonna agree. Muhammad Ali is overrated. He got away with his strategy because it was unconventional. His head movement was strange, his footwork was strange, and back then it was very difficult to study other fighters. Like you had to get tape, but it's like there's like one fucking tape. It's not like there's no internet, So it was just a totally different time where you could have a style that was so unknown and surprising that people didn't have time to work out how to deal with it. There are ways to get around the Ali shuffle. And I think if Ali had done strength and conditioning, had done optimized training, he would have been infinitely better. Andrew Wade wasn't as good as people make out. Or GSP. Ooh, interesting. You want to know who's strong? Ants. That's who. Ants are by far the strongest. Carry 6 times their body weight. He knows what he's doing. Okay. I'm going to try and give you the full screen. I want you to see what my feet are doing. Anyway. Okay, is that good for YouTube? Is this good for the analytics? Because I don't give a shit. I don't know if you've picked up on that, but I don't really care. Okay. Here I'm working on the stiffness of my Achilles by bouncing but not allowing everything to fold. So I'm building ankle stiffness at different ranges. Ankle stiffness is very important for force transference from the ground. So my heel hasn't touched down this whole time. Okay, heel's not touching. Shorten it a little bit. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Very small. This is called forced arch, when your foot is artificially pressed up and then your knee goes beyond it like this. That is forced arch. Oh my God. Okay. And now the thing from before. I only really do 2 working sets of these sorts of things. Again, I'm going for stimulation, not annihilation. I'm too old to be annihilating myself anymore. All right? I get strangers to pay to do that now. See, and these are partial ranges. I'm not doing a full, because it's strongest here, and then it gets weaker and weaker and weaker, and here it's like nothing, right? There's no resistance. So I'm just staying in the really sweet spot for longer. And here I'm kind of moving around, again, just trying to get deep into different angles of the hamstring. Oh my God. Ugh. See, and I can kick well over my head, but this is an insane stretch. Should have put the music back on. Oh my God. There's one moment where it's really intense. It's like here, right there. See, it's funny that a lot of the people that come just to goon, they don't really watch all the workout streams, which is strange. Because this is where the good material is, I mean, look at this. Look at this. But wait, there's more. The other thing you can do here, which is really nice, I'm going to catch up on comments. Warriors. Agent Wolf says, God. Marshmallow. It must be great to know that all you need in life is a pair of arms and a six-pack. Honestly, it's gotten me farther than a lot of other things when it shouldn't have. And I have not really used it to my full advantage, to be honest. It's weird not to put weight on. I just literally heat up. It's a struggle to maintain my weight, too. Flaunt it hard, bro. Lock in. Exactly. Well, and it's people, it's hard for me to like give people weight loss advice sometimes because for me it's very easy, and I don't want people to think that I'm like, well, why don't you just eat exactly what I do, and then it's like, no, I understand that I don't viscerally understand. I don't have a high food drive, so I'll eat when I'm bored sometimes, but I'm just not interested in the activity. I don't really like eating. So, to me, a lot of times eating is a chore. And a lot of that's from stuffing my face and force feeding and like forcibly stretching my stomach, bodybuilding. But, you know, um, my metabolism hasn't really slowed down, and it should have at this point. Did you take supplements when bodybuilding? Yes, I did. I did mass gainer powder. I creatine. I took all the BCAAs and the magnesium, zinc, fucking fish oil, glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, vitamin D. I was doing for like a year, I did like 10,000 units a day. I don't think I needed to. You do kind of look like him, but you're still hotter than this taint filler. Well, I sure hope so, Pickles. I sure hope so. Bless his heart, balding is hot. Well, if you understand where the balding comes from, and what I'm doing here is I'm pushing on the the shoulder rest, and I'm pushing against it into this stretch. EQ is deeply key. Yeah, well, and on it, I was going to say, it's rare in this world. It's not even fucking rare. It's like, it's going extinct. So, it's up to Gen Z to fucking hold the line. Grip strength is an equalizer. Exactly. You kind of look like Jacob Rothschild. I'll have to look that. I can't remember people's names. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is grip strength is huge because if you can deadlift 1,000 pounds, but you can only hold on to 700, you can only deadlift 700 pounds, right? If we're being technical. So I used straps exclusively when I was a bodybuilder because I wanted to take the grip out of it and focus. When I was a power lifter, no straps. And now I have a really good grip. I regularly hit 150-ish pounds on the tester on both hands. So, and that's equal to my body weight essentially, which is how I've done a one-arm pull-up because I can hold on to my body weight. So yeah, grip strength is huge. You can only use the force that you can transfer, right? If I can punch with 10,000 pounds of force, but my skeleton can't take it, I can't punch. Well, I get one punch with 10,000 pounds of force, and then my skeleton's turned to powder. We all know it. What do you think a calf raise is? Uh, I love them. As a dancer, they're one of the first things you do because you need strong. Again, you can only exert force through your weakest link. So if you make your weakest link the thing you work on the most, again, it doesn't matter that you can do more with like okay, I can produce enough force right now to tear my bicep. Why would I though? Why? Just because I can, right? I'll never need to rip my bicep off, so I never need to do it. This workout machine looks like it could be very fun. It is, and the resistance is adjustable. So let's see if I can pull it back so you can see. There's like springs there. So you make it really light and you just kind of float up. You just float, come back down. It's very nice. Is it calf or calve? I think the second one. How many times do you poop in a day? And how many times do you recommend? It really depends on the person. Uh, Whatever is natural and normal works for you. You know, eat fiber, eat fruit. Okay, God, you'd be amazed at how your life will change drastically if you just do the basics. Okay, so since we got some pervs in chat, which again we're totally fine with, that's why we're here, right? I'm gonna do a little ab move that I've shown before, but not from this angle. Can an outie belly button start to smell like an innie belly button? Is the question. I'm sure it could. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it could. It's so crazy, like sleeper builds, right? Like look at my arm here, and then like when I'm holding this shit, it's like I'm over the body dysmorphia. I swear. Tomo says innie is better. Outie's weird. Harry says you got to do it for the love of the game. The cast just isn't there. Absolute market saturation. You fit the energy though, 100%. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, I don't love arguing with trolls about why karate can work in a street fight or whatever. Um, so sometimes I don't do it, you know. And that's why I rebranded a bit. I was doing just karate sensei stuff, but it's like not really a reflection of me, and I want more room to breathe. So we're just gonna put some stuff out, workouts, martial arts, streaming. People will watch whatever they want to watch, and we'll see what happens. That's sort of my attitude with it right now. You know, I'm not trying to get married to any one thing, or I'm here to have fun, engage with people, and we'll see what happens. I got picked on because I was bi. You didn't care because I kicked their ass. Good. They have to learn. And you can tell some people have not been punched or threatened, with an ass kicking before. You can tell by the way they run their mouth that it's like, oh, hmm. Sometimes I can't advocate for it technically. How many push-ups? How many sets and reps? How many times per week? For what? It depends. Okay, let me show you something. And here's what I mean. All right. The number of push-ups kind of doesn't matter. Because I can say I can do 20 push-ups. And then if this is how I do the push-ups, doesn't really matter, right? But if you tell me you can only do one push-up, but that push-up looks like this. Hold on. Hold. You have to hold on. If your one push-up looks like this, I can only do one push-up. Does it matter? No. Obviously, the second one's better and the stronger one. Pocket sand is a great weapon for a street fight. Nobody expects pocket sand. Well, not enough people watch King of the Hill. Never change. It serves a purpose and it's perfect for what you want it for. Way more honest and connected than 99% of stuff. And that's honestly what I wanted, man. It's like I'm so tired of like I want to be the I want to be like the best amateur. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to get a fucking studio with lights and moving parts and like a whole fucking staff. I don't want any of that. Right? I just want to be like a well done amateur at like the top of that. That's all I want. But I want it to be real because that's how I am. I speak my mind. I I if you heard me talk to my bosses, you'd be shocked that I had a job. I'm just overly blunt, and it's like I'm the person that says the thing that everyone is thinking, but no one says because you're not supposed to say it. I'm that person that's like, look, we all know this is horse shit. Okay? So let's stop pretending. Let's all do what we actually want to do and be done with it. And it blows people's minds that they're like, how can you just do that? It's because I don't give a shit about the little game anyway. I'm not really built for social media, but I thought that's a good reason for me to be on it. Thank you, Harry. I appreciate that. Bro, I could and can still bang. Push-ups, pocket sand. I may be disabled now, but I still got two fists. Exactly. I mean, I feel like a lot of things might be harder without because I mean, walking huge, right? But like holding on to stuff is another thing where it's like If you can just get to somebody and you got a monster grip, fuck the other leg, man. If any, again, you can fit that sucker in the short space. You just stick a little Swiss Army knife on it and just ka-ka, right? While you hold on to them. That's your whole game, koala style. I can do at least 50. Not bad for 40 years old. Not bad for a person. 50 straight is fucked. I'm just going to say that. I've only been able to do 50 straight at very specific times in my life, and it's really fucking hard. Now that's a push-up. That's one hell of a push-up. If you do that, don't expect more than a few tops. Exactly. That wasn't a push-up. It was a weighted anchor moment with real give. Ooh, I like that. Brother from another mother, respect to you. God bless. And you as well, brother. What's going on with your smoke detector? Something hanging from it. It's the overhead light that something's hanging. Oh, in the back, there's a hook screwed into the ceiling. It's right behind it. I say what I think too. Best way to be. Life's too short and everything's too fucked up. Just say it. Especially nowadays, you see some of the shit that people say, and it's like, that's your public opinion. Okay, you can say anything, right? And let's just cook. Precisely. Do you ever put your arm in a bucket of rice or sand and twist? I used to, but I don't. I have like sensitive skin, so it like tears up my knuckles. But I also don't really like dusty kind of stuff in between my fingers. I don't vibe with it. I've got OCD, so it bothers me too much. It's hilarious knee tassel concept. You keep going back to his peak. You really want me to have a knee tassel? I want you to be prepared. Okay, I want you to be capable. I want you to turn a disadvantage into an advantage that is way over the top, right? Grenade launcher leg. I mean, come on. It writes itself. Have you ever watched the show Wolf Creek? No, I haven't. Never heard of it, Mr. J. Harley Quinn, one of my favorite comic book characters. I've dressed up as Harley Quinn. If you look at the banner image of the channel, LMFAO, prepared for what precisely? It's so funny, creative, and unique. Props. Well, I'm just saying, if you gotta have because right, if you have a prosthetic, you have a mount or something that a lot of them are screwed into the bone. So you have like a thing there, so you might as well. Can I join? No. There's a lot of just us. See, that's the thing. Everyone wants to have their own exclusive time. Not a lot of ensemble fans. How about some milk? This whole thing is peak comedy, and that's what a lot of people say. It's like I do karate and I do this, and I pop a couple bees, but um, it's really about the comedy. You gotta be here for karate night, which is tomorrow night. Um, that really pisses people off, and they come out of the woodwork, and they go ape shit, and they can't understand that and I bring this up too. It's like, bro, I put on the gi, I set up the camera. You're gonna call out that I do karate and you're gonna embarrass me? Like what? Yeah, it's so easy, and they have nothing prepared for the follow up. It's shooting fish in a barrel. Do you think you're capable of killing a panda with no weapons? Dog. All you got to do is get out of a panda's way, and it will try and end its own self. Okay? They have to save them constantly in the zoo. they're trying to go extinct. All right, so let's see if this is gonna read. Okay. What a laugh. Brilliant place. You should listen to McPee Pants. Oh, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. Okay. So we're gonna do this part first. Let's get the. Okay. Okay. Now that we did that, this is how I do a lot of like low ab work because I don't do a lot of like crunching or anything like that. I try and train my core to be active in sort of a lengthened place, right? So when I'm here, it's like I'm stretched. Anyway, I don't have to explain shit. I do it because I love it. Hi, Anthazar. It's good to see you. Welcome to stream. Pinch your nipples one time for me. Maybe I will save some things for custom requests because they're here. Okay, right there. Not gonna do it though. And it's unlike me to not give people what they want. Okay, so you're gonna have to deal and get your fucking screenshot shit ready. Okay, so here's what I do. I sort of almost hang my pelvis off the edge of the bench. Here, my tailbone is right on the end. I'm gonna hold on here, and then I'm going to lengthen and then retract my legs. I'm just gonna do it. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, so super stretched, overstretched, flayed ribs, right? Or splayed. So my legs are fully outstretched. I'm gonna use the contraction of drawing my abs together to initiate the pull of the legs. And here I'm gonna push like a quad extension out while maintaining a stiff core to create tension while it is lengthening. So resisting being stretched. Oh, okay. That's how we do it. All right. But having a leg knife is super important. It's important. Straight from the knee, total absurdism moment. I'm so here for it. That's how we do it here. Absurd. What did I miss, Brother Bear? Well, pure technique. We've established that Greg is going to get some weaponry installed into his weapon mount. You know, we talked. I think we settled on gun cane, right? So you've got the cane aspect. You've got the a small gun here. I've seen combo sword gun canes. I think that's a really strong option. I don't know how good of a cane it is, but we're here for the flash. I'm getting a weapon on my knee. Good luck, Panda. Oh yeah, Panda's fucked. So you got the shorts on. Noise. Yes, exactly. We did a little gam work earlier, but I'll show you what we're working with here. So honestly, the real draw is the hip flexors, right? So this is the lifting the leg muscle, right? The sprinter's muscle. So that's mine. Little show for you. Did I hear tomorrow's karate night? Exactly. Do I need to gi up, Sensei? Well, Seito, that is up to you. Okay. I recommend it purely for um, what do you call that? Whatever, for the visceral feedback element. I just I sound faster and sharper to myself with the gi, and that makes me, it like psychologically makes me go faster and like lighter. So, I like it. You don't need to, but I would recommend it. Anthazar, yes, he's very accommodating, selectively. Exactly. Anthazar got a special thing right off the bat. It's 4:20 a.m. in UK. 4:20. I'm off to bed now. Take care, everyone. Good night, and God bless. Tomo out. Oh, Tomo, thank you for stopping by, and I'll watch the fight. Okay, I promise. I haven't forgotten. Coccyx Crunch. Oh, that's a good name. I so want to tickle you right now while in that stretch position. The funny thing is, Antazar, I'm not ticklish in the traditional spots. So you could try here. And actually, it'd be kind of nice. It'd feel kind of nice. But I don't think you can guess. I would love to hear your guess. Andrew from Wish. Okay. Andrew from Wish. All right, buddy. Wish.com is a pretty uncommon variant of the Tate suggestion, but we take all of them. Usually Temu is the discount website that's chosen for Tate. I think the alliteration. Okay. And sometimes I don't look at the number before I erase it. And then I have a small panic attack because this is the total tally. Bro, I might have my Sifu's manual he wrote and made for conditioning abs for kickboxing. All calisthenics. Well, I might be interested in seeing that. Good night, bro. Tomo, party on, my friend. We'll see you next time. Another one. They're oddly frequent, and again, it's like the if you see a karate stream, it gets so much worse. How do you work out your throat muscles? How do you think, dog? Gi up, sensei. Understood. Hai, wakarimasu. あなたはとても上手ですよ. You know the drill, pure technique. I gotta hide the board. With a name like Pure Technique, you gotta know your stuff. All right, we gotta do a little bit of grip. I remember you saying you're not ticklish in the regular parts. That's right. Your mom goes to pee. Harry, it tried to translate you. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it translated to gozaima drink. Weird. That's pretty fucking weird. What was I gonna do? It would be an honor to give you a copy of if I find it. Maybe we develop a workout together. Online classes. Yeah. And again, open mat Zoom is on my list on the desk to work on. I'm so not like, this is why I don't know if I can run a dojo. You know what I mean? Like, there's just too, I'm more of a in here guy. That's on paper, that's schedules, it's difficult. So I'm working on it. I promise. And shit, I should have stolen my old sensei's manuals. But something tells me that they aren't unique secrets, that we could probably find them in somebody's old manuals. That stretch you did was actually very good and well explained, honestly. Thank you. I like to explain what I'm doing because a lot of times, a lot of the work is up here. Like one of the videos I'm going to make, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but the video is essentially mind muscle connections a superpower. And being connected, once you understand and can feel how these things work, like, and what that viscerally is like, and how to use it, you can manipulate that, right? So it's like the same way that I don't do a bunch of bicep curls, but I know what tension and what a good stimulus feels like, and I know how to chase that, like, in my mind muscle connection. So, I can do a lot of things by feel now that normally, you might need instruction or someone to look at you to do. You're a floaty boy, and that's what's a floaty boy? A social butterfly. Yeah, they called me a bridge kid in school because I hung out with the jocks, the goths, the theater kids, the kids who nowadays would be the kids that you would report for potential violence in the future. I knew everybody, and I had an in with everybody, and I find it very easy to commingle. Pure technique. Have you ever heard of Charles Atlas? Oh yeah. He developed dynamic tension exercises. My grandfather knew him, and had books signed by him. Look him up. Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with like isotonics or whatever. You do like this, right, for the pecs. Um, and the other thing too is he wasn't far off. If he could have taken that further, because a lot of his isometrics are like in the contracted positions. But if you could include isometrics at long muscle lengths, then I think you could really like take full advantage of that idea. But I love it. It's dope. Classic strength again. And back in the day, there were only sleeper builds. Even the strong men. I mean, they looked like probably like me, but they were like lifting huge weights overhead. And you know, my sir, what call ye a knight who knoweth karate? Sir Kixenars. Oh, I like that one a lot. Laughing me arse off. Os. Os. Sir Kixenars. It has a good da 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 da. It's musical, That's good. I like it. It comes off you. The aura is real. Oh shit! Thank you. You can tell. Same. I was friends with everyone. Maybe that's why we get along so good. Okay. What? Oh, grip. That was the other thing. Bruce Lee studied him. Yeah, well, and again, isometrics, it's like you get a strong strength stimulus, but very low fatigue, right? The eccentric is the most fatiguing thing, but I do a lot of eccentrics. If you look at what I'm doing, I'm not doing this. I'm slowly falling into the eccentric. So I'm doing heavy eccentrics with a heavy pause. Anyway, um, you understand. I know why I need you as a brother. You're well educated. Respect. Well, dude, and it was like the other night. I think we were talking about like conditioning, right? Like makiwara and the fucking bamboo stuff. It's like when you spot someone in the nose, it's like oh my god. Because how many other people walking around do you see that it's going to be like, hey, you ever done fucking nukite conditioning? And they're like, I've never exerted myself in my life. That's most people. So, brother, it's in Zanshin and a few other kata. Oh, yes. And I mean, I will, I don't overdo it, right? And I'm saying this and I get it, but like, I don't try and over perform the katas, right? I'm dramatic, but like within reason. So
Oops.
I could go, like and like flex shoulder up, bicep, get everything, get like bodybuilder about it. But it's really, it's just, I do the core and then everything kind of hardens on top of it, right? So I'm not going to go like this, but that wave through the body, and you can kind of see it in here. Rolls through, you know. Um, Also qigong, yes. It's almost like stamina reps, but mixed in with workouts. Yeah, and a lot of my stuff, it just bridges the gap between multiple things, right? It's like, am I stretching? Am I strength training? Yes. It's kind of all of it at once. Another form you can do is in Silung Tao in Wing Chun. I gotta take a Wing Chun class, man. I'm dying to. I'm training someone both just as like a fitness thing, but we're doing a lot of boxing. So after our session yesterday, I had him do some push hands with me because I so rarely get a partner. I'm like, you know what? You're learning boxing. Fuck you. You're going to be my partner today. Okay. I've worded it differently, but so we start doing this, and it's just like immediately, it's like, oh my God, I totally fucking get it. It's so fucking cool. It's exactly like the dance. It's exactly like contact improvisation, except you just focus on using these as your surfaces instead of this. My Wing Chun partner and I want to do online stuff with you, bud. Yes. Okay. All right. So I will work on the open mat so we can get the Zoom going so that we can like see each other. Hopefully I can use the better camera too, because I have a decent camera. It's a dance. LMAO, exactly. Exactly. So, um, I just don't have time to do all the things I want to, where it's like, do the channel, do my own training, which now I just stream while I train because I don't have time to do them separately. Um, but I would love to I need to get that fucking trapping work in. It's honest. It's the half steps, right? So it's not just the like, the big stuff, but it's like when you start one and then you interrupt to do something else, and then you resume somewhere else, and then you interrupt that one halfway through, and you keep switching. It's like that is the fucking sauce. That is the thing, right? Like, because all these moves are simple, but the complexity is in like firing them from any angle and like any length. And I do this a lot with my punching too, where it's like I'll throw the jab out, and I will, instead of pulling back at all, I fold into it coming forward. So it's like this sort of, um, it's like that in between space where it's like, if you can just find the spot from which where you can fire off the fucking rocket ship, you don't have to start out here. As long as you can get there, then it's available. Definitely. I need to get my camera as well. Have a wonderful night, brother. We will get together. Os. And I will say your channel is growing. Bro, 2.5K views is a good start. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're trying, and the thing is, we've already got a strong group of knowledgeable people that have cross-trained a bunch. I mean, that just share my core values, and I would say ours, arguably, right? So it's going good. I'm trying to grow it as much as I can, but ultimately the focus is like, I don't want to lose the like connection with people, and like I don't want to get to the point where like I can't remember individuals. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm about. So anyway, you made it. You're in the core group. So I'll work on the Zoom stuff. We'll get it figured out. I will steal all of your secrets and I will appreciate it. But I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Like a half haymaker, a bit like a whip. Oh shit, Harry, yeah. I've seen a lot of your vids are getting good views, so continue. I want to be a part of the stuff you do. You're a good guy, brother. Oh, thank you. Honestly, man, very frequently I think about not doing it. I'm like, I'm not super social media coded, you know? Like I'm not like psychologically built for like the way it's supposed to work. So I want to do it, you know, in a way that I don't have to anyway. You get it. You got to go. I appreciate you hanging out and thank you. You know, it's nice when people notice. Um, you know, not everything clicks, and that's why I'm trying to feel people out for things. But whatever it happens, you know, the training's still going to happen. That's always going to be a core part of it for sure. Yeah, it doesn't want to feel fake to you. That's deeply respectful. Exactly. Well, and here's the other thing too, man. It's like I don't like when the streams get so big that, and it's so big, right? But it's like it's the chat is so much that I'm like 15, 20 minutes behind. I want to address everybody. Um, because I think that's what's the point of the chat feature if you're not, you know, I understand there's like a point where you can't do that, but I'm not there yet. So, you know, and I like addressing the trolls. I don't want to skip them. You know, they're good. They're good. It's good. It's good practice. You know, and a lot of they all say the same shit. You know, so I get a lot of repeated reps. You have emotional quotient. Thank you. Yeah, and you know that's super rare. I feel like particularly for dudes, particularly in anyone that's if you've done jujitsu, there's like a chance that you might be kind of toxic. You know, there, it's just heavily represented in that community. You know what I mean? Grip. I got to do grip. Fuck. See, I just like hanging out with you guys. So then it's not really. It doesn't feel like I'm working out. I'm like, I'm shooting the shit. You know, and I'm not gonna go super crazy, but I got this sucker here. It's um, it's got a bunch of different settings if it would focus. So I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's like 1 to 1, um, but it's easier than carrying like 3 different captains of Crush. Toxic masculinity is real. You aren't that. Well, yeah, and a lot of people call me like zesty. I think that's what the kids are saying now. Um, But honestly, I'm just like super fucking comfortable. A lot of that's just me. The dancing did a lot of that too. Like I just got like when you have people telling you like the angle of your pelvis is like off, and then to tell you to, as a man to like lose weight, you're too thick. It's like then YouTube trolls. It's like you cannot hurt me. I've been through things you couldn't imagine. So and well, here's the other thing too. I've been enormous. So as a big dude who got a fear response out of people, like people would get out of my way. People would unprompted say things like, "Wow, you're so strong. I bet you could beat up anybody." Like they just assume they see that you're big and they make assumptions. And they do the work for it. So it feeds that, right? And I've seen that. Like I've walked into rooms and been like, I could just tell someone to like do something and just act very menacing, and they'd probably do it. It's weird. It's very weird to go from like a kid, a nerd that was bullied, to someone that people physically fear and will like people would like, oh shit, Jesus. I mean, when you're that big, it's like, okay, clearly there's something wrong with him because he spends 10 hours a day in the gym. What is he running from? You know what I mean? That's going to be brutal to anyone. We all carry it, but we do it in different ways. You're laudable. Your pride is earned, bro. Thank you. And I talk a big game, but that's only because I know not only do I have that game, still I have things I'm not telling you about. You know what I mean? So I want you to underestimate me, but I also want you to come prepared because I want to play. I don't want to win the fight in the first strike. No. I want to play. I want to mess around. Okay, I want to try shit. That's delicious. She's too beautiful. I think the translation is getting you there, Pedro. Oh, I'm sure the river runs deep. Yeah, yeah. So I want to test my grip, but I've already expended myself, so it's not going to be that hot. Another thing that I've used, a lot of time I'll use the grip as a litmus test, and they like CrossFitters do this, where their trainers will have them do a grip test at the beginning of the day, and if their grip really sucks for no reason, they're just like 20 or 30% weaker, they don't train that day because the nervous system's too shot. And the grip is a good nervous system test. See, I can crank my nervous system up like crazy. I don't need huge muscles because I can just turn the wiring up to 1,000. Click, click, bang! That Glock keto. Exactly. You get it. Very strong gung fu. Gun fu. Gun kata, some might say. Remember that shit? It was, oh man. So fucking cool. The slick back hair, the trench coat. I don't remember the moves. It would look a lot cooler. Like a Shaolin monk. Yeah, grip is legit a good litmus test. I call it the bird in the mind. Your vocabulary is very good, Harry. A lot of good spread. All right, gonna start packing up the gym. I usually don't show you this part, but we're here for a couple more minutes. What are our plans for the rest of the evening? I'm English. Ah, airy. I'm sorry. You probably get that enough. How English? What part of English? UK. You live your life like a canary in a coal mine. Sting. Well, they call me that at work too because I'm always the first person that's like, "Hey, everyone, we're gonna have a nightmare. I just saw this thing," and people are like, "Well, I don't know about that." And then fucking 4 hours later, huh? I ran into a problem. It's like, yeah. uh, I don't know. You got to tell me, Harry. You're a lizard, Harry. Wish I was a lizard. You know what I mean? You feel me, chat? You wish you were a lizard? See, when I was dancing, and because dancers often go into Pilates, reformers were not a thing you could just get. They cost like $2,000, and you had to have a whole fucking studio set up. Not now. It's heavy, but we get by. Interesting dialect. Yeah, you have to phlegm it. I can speak a little Welsh. It's like it's in the back of the throat, like French. Pedro says hi. Anthazar says hi, Pedro. You're such a good host, Anthazar. Thank you. Take such good care of the meeting. You know, it's like I get all relaxed using the reformer, and then I gotta like crunch myself up again to put it away. Looks like we have perfect timing. Battery's getting low. Sun's getting low, big guy. Always boo. Okay, here's the interesting thing. I don't know if it's that interesting. This disappears here. If you've never done Pilates, then you don't understand how strong some of these women are walking around, you know? Cores of steel. They have core strength. They don't even know what to do with it. Let's do a little post-mortem with the board. Do our totals. You packing up? I am. It is time for me to eat something so that I maintain some kind of muscle tissue. Only so I remain popular online, of course. We got up to 358. I don't know where we started. I think it was like 344, something like that. One Murr, one Johnny Sins, one The Rock, and one, as always, Fernando de Pessoa. Pretty good. Pretty good for a casual workout stream. So yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. Those hips that grip. Well, the real part of the hip that, like, this is the hip bone. So this is my anterior superior iliac crest. Have a great dinner. Thank you, Anthazar. Don't leave yet. So this is my hip bone. I'm like touching it. So they're like, you can't really grip onto them necessarily. You know, there's not a lot there. But, you know, you get deep into the V maybe. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me for this workout stream. I'm glad I ended up shirtless again. I think that's just how it goes, you know. Anyway, tomorrow, karate. If you would like to join me, okay, please do. I want to touch it. Oh, I know, Anthazar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here's one for the road. Quentin Tarantino don't. Walked a bit for that one. I like it, though. That's good. Quentin Tarantino don't. All right, Timothy. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, honestly, like, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know why I stream. And then I come on, it's like, I get all the support. That's why. So, thank you. You keep me going. Seriously. All right. Nipple flexing on us. Yeah. If I could flex only that part, I would. It's at the start of the contraction. Because then the rest just moves up, right? You're a legend, bro. Never change. Oh, Harry, I couldn't if I tried. Okay? I've tried being someone else. You know, not for me. So I'll stick with the guns and the six pack, I think. So I appreciate you, Harry. It was good chatting with you. Hope to see you again very soon. And good seeing you, my King Kyle. Love you. Love you too, Anthazar. Daisuki desu. Mwah. Okay, until tomorrow or next time.